Hello, everybody. How y'all doing? I hope the sound is good. My mic had been acting out lately. I'm sorry I'm late. I apologize. There was something that had popped up that I had to be there for. So I'm here now, and we're all together are gonna explore we're gonna have some cultural exploration. I'm gonna learn something about, it's always good to have this exposure to other cultures, to new themes. And I've learned that there is you guys are excited to go on this journey with me, and I'm open for exploration because I am so excited to learn who are these people everybody keeps talking about, like SNEAKO and Dan. Were you hiding in your bunker? Thank you for the question. I was in the shelter for. It's not why I'm late. It's not why I'm late, but yes, I was in the shelter today. Thank you for your genuine, genuine concern. So I'm so excited. By the way, I was out of the loop. So if there's anything exciting that had happened, I'm very. Let me know. Do you guys want to see what happened in the world first, or should we dive into this cultural exploration and learning time? So the Iranians are pounding. No, actually, they're not. No, it's no, it's pretty much a failure. Actually, I'm not gonna lie. Oh, they're okay. I've seen. Oh, interesting. New supreme leader passed away due to the rain. Oh, there is rain in. Oh, poor guy. So I see that's Tusi TV saying that Ayatollah out of power in Iran. IRGC military takeover. Yeah, that's true. I mean, that we noticed there is a. By the way, if you guys been here for a while, did I not say that the problem is that every IRGC member, every mafia head would be sitting with guns, like protecting his own pile of rubbish to the very end? Like, it's literally what's gonna happen. Like every asshole was gonna sit on. But you know what's gonna be beautiful in Iran? So right now they're like in our countries in the West and everywhere in general, right? All the assholes, they live among us, and they cannot really be who they are. But in Iran, they had an opportunity to really be who they are. So once they all those people who are sitting on a pile of trash of whatever they grabbed as part of the IRGC while shooting their own people, they're gonna do it to the very end, and then it means that Iran would be the place where all these people expose themselves, and now like you're only left with with people who are could be friends with. Yeah, new Ayatollah is actually cardboard for real. Yeah. They're all gonna have these cardboard whatever things that they're saving and like pile of trash that they think is theirs, and be like, I'm not moving. This is mine. I fight to the end. And once they fight to the end, like, it's gonna be so clean in Iran. All the trashy people will be out, which is different because, like, imagine SNEAKO in Iran. Imagine, like, what you guys, what kind of a position? Let's start with this video, which I actually didn't watch, but I've seen the title and I was very excited. I saw it's understanding Jewish supremacy. SNEAKO interviews Dan Bilzerian. Understanding Jewish supremacy. When I saw that, I was like, I want to understand Jewish supremacy. Do tell, please educate me, dear sir, about Jewish supremacy. So I can't wait. Honestly, I can't wait to learn. I literally cannot wait. I think this is better. So let's learn. I didn't watch it, okay? I didn't. But I'm just you guys tell me, okay? You tell me, if these people, these guys were in Iran, what kind of position would they be in? And this is what I'm saying, like, can you imagine, like, if I'm, like, these are people who would do whatever is needed to whatever they do are, right? So one is gambling, using, like, spending his dad's money away and taking photos with girls. The other is gay, apparently. Now everybody's like, I think, was it another idiot that outed SNEAKO? The other one is gay, and then, but for some reason, he makes money for being such a chad and getting all the girls while being gay. I don't know how. Actually, it's speculation. You guys might know that I don't actually know anything about these guys, but like, it's always the same thing, right? But so imagine, like, their assholeness level, if they could have, if there was an environment that really fostered their abilities, like being part of the RGC or Basij members and like shooting people in the streets, like they could have, like, they would probably, like, have shined there, maybe. And after the revolution, right, when we win against these people, then these people are not going to be in Iran anymore. But SNEAKO and the other guy, Dan Blizerian, like, they're still going to be in the US. Just saying. I'm just saying. And for the record, right, like, I always say, like, when people tell me, like, oh, Islam is not so, like, not all Muslim, like, there is one imam that thinks that Jews are, like, okay, and they should live in Israel, and the Quran says that whatever. And I say, listen, you guys, you forgot I'm a woman. There is something deeper here than being a Jew, right? So as a woman, I haven't, doesn't matter what they're going to say about Jews. Now I'm going to learn about what they say about Jews, but I know already from internet, rumors and stuff, that, like, the way they view women is not something I appreciate. So this is where it comes from.
Where's the pictures of Iran? Where's the pictures of these dead bodies? Where did they die?
It's a great point. It's like the 30,000 in Iran is like the new 6 million. They're saying that it's because they shut off the internet, but since then they've had access.
Wow, we were starting strong. Wow, they're starting. Oh my, I did not anticipate it. Oh my God, this is, wow. Oh my, I cannot believe I missed that side of the internet. If it wasn't for, where are you, my friend? What? What did I just see? Oh my God. Okay. How do like, the 30,000? It's not, if 30,000 is the lower estimate. Just like, okay, I need to go back. Wow.
It's very clear that
I love it. Every day I'm getting humbled. I'm humbled every day. Wow. I'm so humbled. No, I'm just, they get an audience. Who are their audience? Like RGC members? Are they like, because I say SNEAKO has like 1 million followers, and which is, Islamists are way more than millions, so I understand. But is it like,
Jews killed Jesus? So where's the pictures of Iran? Where's the pictures of these dead bodies? Where did they die?
It's a great point. It's like the 30,000 in Iran is like the new 6 million. They're saying that it's because they shut off the internet, but since then they've had access.
Okay, how much internet did Gaza have? And also, by the way, there's tons of Mossad assets over there.
Gaza has a lot of internet. They have no problem accessing the internet. I know that because, I know. There is somebody in Gaza right now. He told me there is a lot of internet.
They've got intelligence. They were able to find the supreme leader and give direct coordinates to fucking bomb him. So don't tell me the Mossad assets don't have fucking internet. So if there was a single...
Well, don't tell there are a ton of Mossad assets. I mean, there is a claim here, okay? So he says, like, by the way, there are images of bodies and things like that, obviously. There are, like, videos and stuff. They didn't do their due diligence. How old are they? Is it, like, because when I was young, like, there was Google search. So this is, like, one of the things that we had to learn to be part of the modern world, is to know how to search things, right? And then it changed to, like, different ways of, like, searching for information. And I get it because of, like, political correctness. Ironically enough, now it's even hard. It's harder to find stuff right now. It's harder because, like, it's like that they hide everything that is unpleasant from you. Like, they find ways to hide things. And bodies are not something that, you know, but the thing is, like, on X, right? Thank you, Elon Musk. Otherwise, it would have been really hard. You would have to know which Telegram channels to go into, which is insanity. Which is, by the way, this is why DEI and everything, like, how much damage it did. It, like, I truly believe that if you do Google search, like, there are things that you never find now because it's under the umbrella of this is not information you should see, and bodies are part of it. But thank goodness that Elon Musk bought X. So you need to do the same thing. So you search on X, you're like there, and then you can find it. And then you find pictures. But I also want to say, like, and it says, like, oh, you think, I believe in, like, the IRGC, that the regime also has internet access. There are people with internet access, obviously. But what makes him, like, I know, okay, so what I'm about to say is expecting way too much. It's expecting way too much, because it requires, like, it requires a lot of things they don't have. Just because, like, the Mossad agents, their job might be not to go and take photos of bodies. Maybe this is not their mission. Right? Maybe they need to strike certain sites and to go and search for bodies where where they can be recognized by the regime for being there. Maybe, you know, because the regime is watching exactly who is coming to pick up bodies and what bodies, so that they can track them and kill them. They have the technology. Thank you, China. So maybe the Mossad agents are like, maybe this is not part of our mission, is to go to take photos of bodies. Maybe it's not our job. But I know what I just said. I know that's not fair to expect anything remotely close to that. That requires a lot of thinking, a lot of, like, you know, understanding something like what it means to have a job, which I don't think they know what it means to have an actual job. I'm not sure they do. Maybe I think that the Dan guy that, I mean, he was speaking. I think he doesn't know what the job is, and, like, oh, you have supposed to, like, you know, SNEAKO might know what the job is, but he wasn't talking. I don't know, but, like, you know, it's like a
single picture floating around. You don't think that would get over to Israel? They got fucking internet in Israel. There's a lot of accusations about Trump in those files. I mean, there was his limo driver that said that he heard him saying just absolutely atrocious stuff to Epstein, to the point where he wanted to pull the car over and beat the shit out of him. And then I guess one of the girls that had accused him ended up getting brutally murdered. You know, it's Jew first, Israel second, and America fucking last. And it's like that with all of them. And I'm just getting tired of pretending like it's not. I mean, I've never pretended like it's not, but the rest of the world that fucking understands what's going on, pretending like it's not, and saying, oh, it's the Zionists and it's not the Jews. It's like, no, motherfucker, look at the statistics. And anybody that's pro-Israel, to me, is either, you know, borderline retarded at this point, or they're, you know, just compromised, they're on the payroll, or, you know, something, right? Or they're a Jew.
You know, one easy way to detect losers is that when you have super rich guy, I guess they're both rich guys with million followers, and they still go about life by trying to remove the competition instead of being better than the competition because they have the clout and the resources and everything that's needed. Like, they have the resources, obviously more than I do, and yet they're like, they are trying to, instead of competing, they're trying to eliminate people, like, because like they don't feel comfortable of Jews being too overrepresented, and they're like, no, they don't go about it that, hey, Jews are overrepresented, like, let's make sure like we are the ones that are like out there and like doing this and going to work and going to the American Congress and writing constitutions and having debates and like, you know, because obviously that requires work. That requires to, I like, they are working because what they're doing right now is work. I mean, it requires their brain to work. I think that's the most accurate way to say it. Like, it means that like their brain has to work, not just like like somebody tells you something stupid and then you repeat something stupid but exaggerate it, like, you know. Like he said, like Jews killed Jesus, right? It's not something he invented. It's not new. It's not like an original thought he had, because he doesn't think. He doesn't have original thoughts. So, what? Can you not see me? Hello, I'm here. What do you mean you cannot see me? I'm so confused. All right, let's continue. I hope you can see me.
What's been going on?
I mean, yeah, there's a lot to talk about for sure. I mean, you're vindicated. I think a lot of people.
Yes, thank you. I'm Sina. Jews didn't kill Jesus because not a single descendant of Herod after Archelaus had full imperium. I don't care like Jews kill Jesus or not. I think it's basic human right to kill somebody from your tribe. Like, I get it. Like, I don't think it's, I read the New Testament. My conclusion was that the Jews didn't kill Jesus. The Romans did. But, you know, like, I think it's like they're like, it's funny that it comes from them, because I don't think they have any issues of the regime in Iran killing their own people, even if like they have a proof, or because they hang them in public, right? And it's like, oh, it's their right? It's like, oh, they're like, it's like,
You an apology, huh?
I mean, yeah, I guess. I mean, the shit's pretty obvious at this point. You know what's going on. It's very clear. I mean, I called all this stuff. I said we're going to war with Iran. I said Trump was a fucking sellout. I mean, yeah. I mean, writing's on the wall, man. Now it's just a question of what are we going to do about it?
Well, did you see there was
I want to know what they're gonna do about it. What are you gonna do about it, you losers? Yeah, like, here's the thing. I love calling people gay, but when they're really gay, I think I don't want to insult gays. It's not about being like your sexual orientation. It's like more of like a personality thing. So when somebody's actually gay and acting gay, I mean, it's just, don't want to it's not about that. But yeah, I want to know what are you gonna do, you faggots? I'm sorry. Oops.
a soldier today in D.C. that was yelling about how U.S. soldiers don't want to fight, and a senator got involved. I think a lot of soldiers are slowly waking up. Yesterday, I was speaking to this guy who's an engineer for helicopters, and he had no idea why the war is going on, even though Rubio and Trump are being straight up that Iran did not pose a threat, and they're just doing this to protect.
Oh my God. Why didn't I mean the helicopter engineer in the army is definitely I mean, I think a lot of their problems would have solved if they understood what a job is. If they understood the concept of having a job and what it means, I think a lot of what they're saying, like this, I think it's like, if like, can somebody go and explain, like, you guys here, you guys, I mean, listen, here's what a job is. Yeah, it was helicopter. Thank you. Yes, exactly. I think helicopter would know what his job is, yes, and what's going on, but
Back Israel.
Yeah, no, that senator that broke his arm. I mean, what a guy was. He like posted on his Instagram, like, he came here for confrontation and we gave it to him. Or it was like some stupid gay, like rah-rah.
This is subversion. So you see what happens here is that gays say that confrontation is gay. No, it's not. Actually, confrontation is not gay. That's the manly thing to do. Like, like Uga, like hold a sword, have a sword fight. When somebody disagree, you have like a duel. No, that's like classic manhood. And these guys are like trying to subvert what being a man is, because like they try to push the gay agenda of manhood.
Shit that he expected like everybody to like rally behind, like, oh, that's awesome, dude. It's like, no, you fucking retard. You jumped the guy with like 4 other dudes and broke his arm that was like literally in uniform, a fucking combat veteran that was coming to protest fighting wars for Israel, which if you had your fucking head out of your ass, would also be protesting. But, once again, this fucking guy's taking AIPAC money, just like Crenshaw and the rest of them. I don't know, man, that like.
Well, listen, here's the thing when getting sponsorship, right? Sponsors choose you, but you also choose sponsors. Maybe there was something there that like AIPAC, or it's so somebody that they want, like it's like, again, if they knew what a job is and how it works, and like, okay, if you can do a certain job, then somebody offers you a salary to do a certain job. Like, if they understood what a job is, so many things would have been solved here. I don't know, like I think the problem is like they don't know what a job, like what jobs are. Like they don't know, they don't understand. I don't know what's SNEAKO's story here, but like it's like, I know, I get it. It's like they never learn. They never need to. Nobody taught them those things, like what a job is, like what it means. It's like if you have certain, like if you answer certain requirements, somebody come and offer you money to do certain things, and you agree to that because this is what you have your skills for, and it, like, it's like just the way things work. This is how, like, in the United States, to get, like, Trump had sponsors and people who funded his campaign. This is how it works in the United States. So I think there are 2 things here that, like, first, how politics work in the United States, and second, what the job is. I think they don't, like, if they understand what the job is, maybe a lot of, like, do you know what a job is? Do you understand what a job is? And the other problem they have is clearly, no, I don't want to, I don't want to be a little bit of intervention. Thank you, but everybody say thank you to Greg here, because he's the reason I'm reacting. This cultural enrichment journey we're on right now is thanks to Greg here, and thank you so much. And please do like, comment, subscribe, and support me. Buy me coffee. Yes. By the way, you guys, I need the coffee, because Iran really did a lot of things to ruin our sleep for this last couple of days. So it's the coffee is much needed. So yes, thank you. And Shauna, thank you so much for your support. Shauna, I love you. I you know what I need to do? I need to do more like lives where I can see you as well. I see you on Armin sometime, Armin's channel, but I want to see you. I can't stay just showing love and who is the bottom. I think they wrestle on who's the bottom here. I think it's like, but they don't like confrontation. So I guess it's like, okay, today I'm the bottom, tomorrow you are the bottom. I don't know. Maybe I don't know how they do it. Nice. Listen, like, I'm a woman. I don't know anything about being gay. Like, they're kind of gay. It's not my. I understand manhood to an extent because, like, you know, when it's proper, because this is the kind of guys I usually have relationship with. Like, you know, it's like, I know a lot of girls are friends with gay people. I'm not one of them. So, yeah. I like them, but just I've always had an issue with gay guys where 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 I thought that they were too. How do? It's a weird confession to make, but like, how can I say it? It's not my type of. It's like it always bothered me about them. And it's not like I have a problem with people's like choice of whatever, right? But it's like, you know,
generation of fucking brainwashed boomers, I think, is finally starting to wake up. It's, you know, like we talked about before, it's a lot of years of indoctrination, but it's becoming very apparent what's going on. I mean, and they're admitting to it, you know, like, I mean, I think it was Rubio. I mean, like, they said, like, Iran was absolutely not a threat to us in any way, shape, or form. Like, they were not going to attack us, but because they couldn't fucking keep their fucking dog on a leash, you know, Israel, and they knew Israel was going to attack in the middle of fucking negotiations, you know, which is the craziest thing of all time. If it was any other country, Trump would tell them to go fuck themselves. Like, hey, we're going to cut off your aid. You're not going to do this. Like, you're going to do what you're fucking told. But with Israel, like, they just dog walk us into fucking every war they want. We do whatever they say. We give them more money. It's just like, it's so glaringly obvious at this point that it just can't be disputed. The left realizes it. The right realizes it. Mm-hmm. You know, you've got some retard evangelicals that are still kind of like bought into this whole thing. But for the most part, everybody sees what's going on. I mean, it's very clear, you know, and then also, you know, this is just one more distraction from the fucking Epstein files, which, you know, we've gotten no arrests. And, you know, I don't know, man, I think people are just getting tired of this shit, and it's becoming more and more apparent. And, yeah, I think you'll probably start seeing something in the next election cycle to reflect the public sentiment.
A lot of people.
Listen. Here's the thing. I'm an Israeli, not an American. So I represent Israeli interests. Israel is interested in attacking Iran. America, right, has its own choices to make. Now, Iran does a lot of damage in America in many different ways. Obviously, it's too complicated for them to understand, but, you know. But, I mean, if Iran, I mean, whatever. Here's the thing, right? You can say it, you can advocate for it, you can say, hey, we should cut ties with Israel. You can do this, right? But that doesn't mean, like, I mean, and by the way, everybody does it. Everybody. Like, now I'm going to say something that everybody does. It doesn't matter where they are politically in the United States. It's almost like they cannot comprehend that Israel also can have a reaction. That is like, it's like also same with J.D. Vance. J.D. Vance, like, he talked a lot about cutting Israel, like the military aid of Israel, and Israel said, okay. And then he panicked because it's not a good idea for him. Like, it's not, it was like, no, we're not going to cut it. We just negotiate, they're going to, like, the access, like, right, it's JD. It's not just going to negotiate better terms for America. And then Netanyahu said, sorry, no, we're going to cut it. Cutting is cutting, right? I mean, Israel can disappear from the map, but you don't, like, but you don't know what Israel would do when it disappears in the map. And if you want to, like, it's like the same reason they didn't want to attack Iran, because Iran can retaliate. Iran can close the Hormuz Straits. Iran can do this. Why can't they understand that Iran can do something, and where they cannot comprehend that Israel can also do something? So weird. It's like Israel is like, to them, it's like Israel is not a country that has like the ability to do anything. Yeah, you can. Yeah, of course, nobody can stand the might of the American army. But that doesn't mean that like there aren't sleeping cells who would do whatever. Stephen, thank you so much for your support, Stephen Landovich. SNEAKO always claimed to have a Jewish grandparent. Don't say that, Stephen. It makes me feel certain kind of ways of Jewish genetics. Listen, this is why I also say always, like, it's not about genetics, but you're right. Like, I want to make sure I have the ability to say the truth. Some Jews are idiots. And, you know, it's like, it's a choice. It's a choice. It's just a cultural thing. Thank you so much for your support, DB. I'm sorry that you're. What do you think about the future relationship of Hindus and Jews in long term? Like any, after Israel has a strong grip over the terms. Listen, we want to see you thrive. We want to see India's, like, I think it's going to go to a good way. But there is a lot of work to do, because there needs to be a lot of cultural, understanding each other culturally more, like getting exposed more to the way the other side thinks. You know, it's like any relationship. We should go on several dates. Like, we're dating now. We're dating. There is no doubt that India and Israel are dating, which is so funny to me. You know, like, who was it? Oh, I need to find this video of this guy. Oh my God, after everything we gave to Israel, Israel is going, and now they're gonna do it. They're gonna make their missiles in India instead of the United States. Oh, we want to cut Israel off, but oh no, how dare Israel go with be friends and with India? These people are funny. Anyway, listen. I think there is a thing to say about. Listen, guys, like, just like a genuine question, right? Is this like a? Is this like a? Is there brain damage spreading in the US? Is it like, are they gonna take over the US? Like, whatever they're suffering from?
People are, especially the youth. I mean, a lot of people know, but a lot of people don't. I mean, you have
So somebody's saying, what are you talking about? Israel is fully dependent on US weapons. Well, fully, like, Israel is dependent on US weapons. So, you know, if there is a want, there is means. You know that Israel was funded like when it was during the independence war, that Israel was under embargo. Nobody would give Israel weapons. Like, people went to fight the well-equipped Arab armies with their bare hands, and we still won. It's not fun, okay? It's not fun. But there are ways, if you like, you know, there are ways. And also, like, America is not completely brain dead yet. There are still several years for Israel to prepare for this. But please tell me that, like, is this really what you wanted the America to be? Like, these guys who don't understand what a job and a mission is, and it's like, oh, why didn't the Mossad agents like go to the other city that is very far away, or like do they even know how big Tehran is? Do they know that there are 10 million people in Tehran, which means it's a huge city, which means that it might be very, very far, the place that you need to be on the ground and the place that you need to take photos to find bodies. Like, I don't know. It's like like whatever, hate Jews, but can you do a better job, please? Because it's not even fun. I'm serious. Like when I was reading what Hitler wrote, right? I thought like, you know, there was like there is some like there are a lot of things where like okay, like I see, interesting, right? So he didn't like the Jewish philosophy that tells you to control yourself from time to time, right? He didn't like it, so he wanted to do whatever the heck he wanted to and let the strong person survive. That was his philosophy. And yes, it contradicts Jewish philosophy clearly, so it made sense. It's like, okay, you are my enemy. Your philosophy is opposed to my philosophy, and we're gonna fight to death. That's the reality of it. Okay, this is the Hitler, right? I can respect it, right? It's like, you know, it's like I can say a lot of things, right? It is what it is. But they're just very like, I don't know what to like. It's not that I respect, like, not that I think Hitler was a good thing, or like in the end of the day, everything was pretty idiotic. I mean, but it's also, it says way more about it. Like, it wasn't Hitler; it was the German population that went insane, or the elite German population that went insane, and then the entire population went insane. And at the end of the day, like, they lost a lot from that war. It wasn't pleasant. The end of the day was not pleasant for the average Joe in Germany. But the problem is like the followers, right? It's like, it's not going to, yes, you can kill all the Jews. There are no Jews in most Muslim countries, and it's a shithole that nobody wants, like Afghanistan. How many Jews are in Afghanistan? The last Jew in Afghanistan is not there anymore. So there are 0 Jews. They achieved the beautiful goal of not having Jews in their country. But you want to live like the Afghans live? That's the kind of life you want? You know, it's like, it's like, maybe be philosophic about it. Like, how do we get rid of the Jews without turning to Afghanistan? Is there maybe there is a correlation there, right? Maybe there is something that like is no. If they could think like that, they wouldn't, you know, they would be. I mean, yeah.
Combat history. What were those conversations like? Because I saw some report, the HRFF was saying that Hegseth is part of this Bible study group, and they're kind of turning this. I mean, Hegseth is clearly trying to LARP as a crusader. It's clear that the underlying theme is that this is a holy war, right? That Christians are supposed to work for the Jews, even though, you know, the Crusades were about taking Jerusalem, and the capital of Israel is Jerusalem, recognized by Trump. What is the holy war angle? Were you ever aware of this stuff in your combat?
Wow. I mean, Jerusalem has always been kind of the center of, you know, this idea of a holy war, but that hasn't happened in a long time. And I don't know. These Jews are just trying to get everybody to buy into that they are the chosen ones and we should just do whatever they want us to do. And that's really their mentality. Like, when you hear them and you see, like, you know, on the chats, I mean, I think that's one of the reasons why Twitter stopped translating the fucking Hebrews, because of all the vile shit these people are saying. And it's just getting more.
Actually, it stopped translating because it really did a bad job translating, because it's like it's I think it just didn't understand Hebrew that well. But it does translate if you choose to.
More apparent. They're super emboldened, and because of that, I think their egos are just you're just seeing their true colors, you know, because they feel like they have so much power, they don't need to hide. You know, they got these big egos, and so now you're just seeing the way they act.
What's wrong with having big egos? I don't get it. It's like they're not like, what are you hiding, Dan? What are you hiding? You're going talking about how Jews are a problem. Like, what are you hiding exactly? And it's like, yeah, you're pretty up front. So I don't know. Obviously, these people don't own a mirror, so I don't know.
Actually think the Epstein files gave you a good look into it. I mean, how many times did you talk about Goyim and whatever, and it's not like he was fucking raping any Jew girls.
There was a Jewish girls that got raped. Yeah, there were. I mean, again, searching, knowing how to search for information is not their thing.
It's very clear. I mean, he's talking about it. They're manipulating the stock markets. The guy won the fucking Powerball twice. I mean, it's just like, it's literally, I mean, if anything that he said or that we found in those files would have been said by a Christian, it would have been the most anti-Semitic fucking blood libel trope, whatever fucking Jew.
Oh my God, bro, you are almost there. Yes, Epstein was an anti-Semite. Yes, he was. Amazing. Who would have thought? Yes. It's just like, you can be American and hate America. You can be Jewish and hate Jews. It's not that
word you want to use for it, but it's just funny, man. It's just everything was true. It's just way worse than what we thought. And I mean, they've got, there's a picture in the Epstein files where they have multiple guys putting their hands in the bleeding vagina of what it says on there, a prepubescent girl. And so this idea that it was just Epstein in there is just total fucking bullshit. It said multiple guys, and they have a photo. So why aren't those people being arrested? Why aren't they being questioned? They're only supposed to be redacting the victim's information, right? The victim's faces, the victim's information, but they're not,
is this like normal for you to do those things? Like, am I about to get demonetized because of the shit they're talking up? I mean, that's it. Like, this is awful things. Like, sure, like. Anyway, as a Jew, I can tell you that I was not there. I didn't do it. You can check me. Ew, the fuck.
He's talking to some guy about a fucking
component. It was just a dehumanization
of Muslims. It was Muslims are Hajis. They're this. They.
Okay, so just to say something, which how is it, like this in Russia, the woman who was like, she was, I don't remember exactly what her job is, but she ran a prison. Okay, she was running prisons. She was responsible for prisons. She looked at the Epstein files, right, when they were out, and she went through them, and she was like, I don't like these Americans, right? That like this is outrageous for them, but here everybody's like that. That was her comment. Obviously she's out of Russia now, but like it's like the thing of you're shocked that those things like that exist, right? But for every bad there is worse, because nobody in Muslim countries is shocked. They only pretend to be shocked. They're not shocked. They just find it, the real reaction that they have when it comes to Epstein is like, oh, you guys say we are bad. Oh, you guys are the same as us. The same as us. It's normal for them. It's like, oh, you also have like,
They say whatever they have to say to dehumanize that population. And, the list goes on and on. And when you're in the military, it's like, I kind of see how the Israelis are acting, because we acted somewhat similarly, not as bad, but similarly in Iraq and in Afghanistan, where, guys would come back and, bragging about, the fucking Hajis they killed and whatever. And, when you dehumanize the population, then all of a sudden, you can kind of like rally behind, treating them like shit. And, the difference is we did that to the people in that region. Jews do that to basically the rest of the world. So they have a supremacist mindset, and they think that everybody else is beneath them. And so, they can justify doing all these.
But like, honestly, Dan, listen. You're not helping the guy's cause too much. Like you're not helping. Like if a Jew is like, if for the first time, let's say, gets out of Israel and he's like, oh, I wonder if the guys are just as stupid as I've been told of my life, and then he meets Dan Brazilian, but Belizean, and he's like, and then he meets SNEAKO, and then goes around and like, these guys have millions of followers, and it's like, oh, I mean, I thought that it was an exaggeration, but maybe it's true, you know. It's like, I always thought, like, when I read, like, listen, I read like things that I always thought, like, there is no way, like, the Amalek stuff, right? It's like, can't be, it's an exaggeration, they're not that bad. And then I was humbled, and I learned where it comes from, right? In October 7th, these people ate. They did everything that is possibly, every single thing that you can physically do, Hamas did on October 7th. From licking internal parts to eating, to whatever you think you can do, they did it, okay? They did it. So it's like, oh, that's Amalek. Like, this is when you have an entire family doing it together with children, like wife and everybody cheering. It's like, okay, maybe, like, you know, but like, and then it's like, okay, so you're saying, like, I really, please, Dan, heal me from my Jewish supremacy. Please, I want to be healed from my Jewish supremacy. But like, you're not helping that case at all, like, at all. Like with Hamas, I learned the Amalekites. And with you, I'm learning, like, I mean, here's the thing, right? Every time I see something like that, I think, okay, think of the most stupid person you know that is a Jew. Think about them. And actually, my mind goes blank. First of all, like, I'm not friends with these people, but like, now I want to. I'm curious, you know.
Atrocious things.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to cut the YouTube stream. I didn't know without I stream on YouTube. So YouTube people, come on over to Kick, because let's Dan Bilzerian
Oh wait,
is
I wanna know. Am I in trouble as well? Let's see, you guys. Do you know if I'm in trouble? It looks fine, I think. Anyway. Hello, everybody. Hello. He's Amalek as well. Here's the thing, right? Like, we could, like, they're not in there in the wrong environment for us to actually know if they're Amalek as well. You know, the Amalek gets their full glory. If he was in Iran right now, it was like, he would have, like, their true opportunity to shine would have been possible, but I don't know how much they can really show. You're saying social, yeah. I mean, I don't know. This is whatever. Let's continue. We're fine. Right,
definitely
now.
Unfiltered. The link's right there. Kick.com/SNEAKO. I'm gonna have to delete that vibe.
Rebecca has a superiority complex confirmed. Do I have a superiority? No, listen. It's one, like, so listen, right? Think people, like, some people are better than others, right? Some people are better. Just, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if saying better than, but like smarter than, you know, there are ways to measure. So I don't know. Is it superiority? I don't know. I'm just saying that they're not helping their case, right? If they want Jews not to feel superior, well, they're not helping the case, right? It's when you find people who are smarter than you, like, you get humbled. There's like, oh, I have so much to learn. I'm like, which happened a lot in my life, right? I'm just saying, like, these guys are not that. I mean, they did humble me. They humbled my understanding of how, you know.
That's out of there. Give me one second. I did not expect that. No, but I mean, you're right. So they were, they ran with this theory that they kept saying goat fucker, and how many people bought into that sort of, you know, anti-Muslim?
But it happens. It happens. It does happen. Like, people who watch the border, right? The girls who watch the border, let me tell you that they see that all the time. Not only goats, other things as well. They see it.
Propaganda, was that completely rampant?
No, everybody. I mean, it was just like one of those things. Oh, they're terrorists. Muslims are fucking terrorists. They're going to blow themselves up. And then when you start looking into the actual instances of terrorism in the Middle East, you realize that Israel perpetuated almost all of it from the inception of Israel. I mean, from the bombing of the King David Hotel, you look at the Irgun, the Stern Gang, Lehi, the Haganah, who formed the IDF. And of those organizations, the leaders became prime ministers of Israel. So all of them were designated terrorist organizations that had committed massive acts of terrorism. That's what formed Israel. So, it should come as no surprise that these fucking assholes are going to be committing terrorist acts when, the people that are in charge are a bunch of fucking terrorists. And they've been terrorists, and they've been terrorists before fucking Israel's inception, because the Stir Gang, the Haganah, all that, the Irgun, they were operating before Israel was a state. So, and they were committing terrorist acts. I mean, they blew up the King David Hotel before, they assassinated, civilians, British military and political people as well. So, the British had designated all those organizations as terrorist organizations. So, I mean, it's very obvious.
Someone gave a answer to your question.
Israel's attacked
Ramadan
6 different.
What? Ramadan? What?
Everything that is going on over there is a response to Israel's fucking attacks. It's not the other way around.
Right. I just don't understand why. So what? I mean, because I know I can go and say no, this is not the history or whatever, start nitpicking all the minor, talking about the minor stuff and stuff like that, okay? But it's okay, so I mean, then again, I guess they never have been in a situation where they actually need to be in conflict or fight against something or fight for their survival. And basically they're gay because they wouldn't they're not gonna do anything. Okay, let's say here's the most basic thing. Let's say there's one source of water and both two parties want to drink. One person wants to drink, the other wants to drink, okay? One person, now there's they're either gonna drink, but what happens if one is no, this is my water, you need to die? Now they're gonna fight, right? It's happens. And so, okay. It was who got there first? Doesn't matter. Who cares who got there first? The second person was also thirsty. I'm not it's not that I'm saying it's oh, it's okay. It's not you see, the problem is with that people don't understand, right? That you are, how do I say it? So you as a person, right? Let's say you are next to the well and you can draw water out of it. But then that means that because you are next to the well, maybe you are not close enough to another resource you need. Maybe you are next to the well, but you need to get the buckets to pull the water so that you would have something to drink. And the wood is not exactly where the well is, things like that, right? So here's the thing, right? You can say, okay, all the wood is mine and the well is mine, right? And then you take over everything, but you are one person. And the amount of time it takes you to go from the well to the wood, you're gonna die. And just from walking more than drinking, the time comes, it's here. So yes, you got everything, and then you die in the end, because just because you get everything doesn't mean it's actually the smart way for your survival to go about this way. Okay, so when there's somebody's you can fight, but then it's if down the line you're okay, somebody else works the woods, I draw the water from the well, we exchange, suddenly you both survive. So you go from is like, I like, but you don't have everything. You have to share, but you both survive. Okay. So the thing, like, why am I saying all of that? I'm saying all of that because the problem is that where Islam takes over, everybody dies. Unless, like, everything that we're seeing right now in the Islamic world is not because they are feeding themselves. It's because they're getting donations. They get money that people like the West gives them money, like this organization give them money because they want, like, in just to feed them, so that the problem of them existing would be contained. At some point, they're gonna run out of money, and then this is one of my biggest issues, like, with how cruel actually it is what the colonizers did in the Middle East. The Arabs were dying off. The problem with Islam, when, like, and all those systems, is that it's unsustainable. In the end, you die. And I checked the data everywhere there Islam took over. The long-term effect is that the population started dying off. Right? It doesn't survive. But the colonizers came. They built, like, they wanted the resources of a certain area. And here's the thing, right? So a lot of people don't understand, like, why are the Saudis, like, why did Britain give the House of Saudia, and they didn't take over Saudia? Because it's exactly the same problem of the woods and the well not being in the same place. And the Brits are like, okay, we are X amount of people, and we don't, it's actually, here's the thing that a lot of people understand. It takes a really big amount of people to reach the civilizational point we're at. It actually takes a surprising amount of humans to reach a certain point in civilization. For most time of humanity, we didn't have enough people to do most jobs. Okay, it's like maybe now with AI we're not going to need so many people, but probably there's still like at least a couple of billions that we do need. So why did they bring the Saudis and everybody? Because somebody had to draw the water, like the oil, from the well and manage that area. And there's not enough British people. There isn't, because it's not just that. And even Qatar, how does it exist? It has 300,000 Qataris and several millions foreigners. Why? Because somebody needs to build, somebody needs to produce food. Like, there is a lot of things that need to be done. It's just because you get there and sit there, it's like, okay, the oil is mine. Cool, who's gonna extract it? Who's gonna feed the people who extract it? Who's gonna build the houses the people who extract it live in? This is why you put, of course, it's like giving, like, the Saudis, like the Arabs, like something with so much responsibility. It was not a good hiring decision, not gonna lie. Personally, this is what I think. But it's like also the same, like, why Israel is not taking over the entire Middle East. Just try to get the person to go from Tel Aviv to the north, to live in the north instead of Tel Aviv. You know how hard it is to make somebody to go, like, Israel would love for more people to move to have more, like, population clusters that are away from Jerusalem center or Haifa. Okay, they would want to. There are so many projects of people doing that. Just try to get them 20 minutes further away from wherever they're at, and how hard it is. It's like so easy to go, and, like, it's gonna be like these people who are ideologically like, yes, it's something super important, we need to, like, settle, like, everywhere, but, like, it's like, let's be honest, right? It's like, it's hard. It's just like, how many Brits do you need to bring from? Do you have that many Brits to bring from Britain? It's like, do you have this? Like, no, it's not. It doesn't work this way. So what did the Brits and the French do? So they came to the Arabs. The Arabs were going extinct, but they started feeding them and taking care of them because they needed to have access to resources, but somebody had to do it, and they're already there. Okay, they were already there. So let's take morality away. Let's take all those things away, okay? The problem is like when it comes down to the basics of why, yes, you can say like, yes, okay, fine, you can have the well, but you're gonna die because nobody's gonna give you you're not gonna have the bucket to draw water from the well if you have the well alone. It just doesn't. It's like, think, okay, it's like, oh, I want to control the world. Okay, here's the world, have it. Now what? Like, now what? Have like if any of them bothered to think about the next day, right? They don't. And that's the difference between people who are able to beat civilization, right? What makes the difference? What made civilization a civilization? The ability to manage resources and populations, and it was like, okay, you need ore, somebody needs to live, somebody needs to go and extract that ore. Who is gonna do it? It's like, cool, you own the mountain, so what? It's like, you can, like, building a civilization requires a lot of people who cannot be in the same place at the same time. This is surprising. I know, it's technicalities, boring stuff. Maybe because they never had a job, they don't understand what a job is. It's like, here you can have like, it's like, let's say, cars in dimension. Thank you so much for your support. The Brits waged on the Irgun. So the Irgun blew up their military headquarters located at the King David Hotel. Brits ignored the warning and to evacuate. Yeah, that's the thing. It's true. Everything is true. Everything is true, right? But the truth is also, I agree, right? But then it was like, okay, who gets like, you know, it's like you can argue about those things forever because it's a matter of definition, a matter of whatever. The real, like, 100, right? Like, but it's, I think it's like, okay, so what? They blew up, so what? So what? The thing is, like, right now the Brits are not going to be friends with the Israelis. They weren't friends with the Israelis to begin with, so they made a choice, and there wasn't that much price to pay because they literally, there was no price to pay for it because the Brits were not good anyway. And at least now, like, it's the same with these guys, right? They don't understand. It's like, if it's in the J.D. Vance and whatever, they had to learn the hard way. Or whoever was like, oh no, they're going to move all they're going to move everything to India, the Israelis, everything they produce, and the Americans are going to lose jobs. Well, yeah, you should have thought about it, that maybe you're not going to, like, think. You know, it's like, oh, they're okay, they're not okay. And here's the thing, right? There is a correlation between how you treat each other and how much you can be civilized. Oh, amazing. Having a civilization has something to do with being civilized. Wow. That's an epiphany I've just had. And I want to say, I don't remember if I said, but Carlos Rodriguez, I want to thank you so much for buying 10 books and buy me coffee. Thank you so much for your support. Okay, Michael, what are you saying? This is for sacrificing brain cells watching these bells ends. Thank you, guys. I like, you know what? I'm gonna say the truth, right? There is a lot of entertaining on watching these buffoons, right? It is entertainment. If you want to feel superior, I don't know what. Why are people watching
Israel's
these
not
things? Like,
defending
it's a very good question. Like, what motivates people to watch them? Because it's, if it, like, it is, there is an entertainment here, right? Like, to a degree. I'm not gonna judge. People have their own, like, guilty pleasures and shit. But if they act upon, or here's the thing, it could be that nobody who is there believes what they're saying. but Israelis who are watching this might believe what you're saying. And if it leaks out and the Jews believe that you mean what you say, that's a problem in it by itself. It's like, it's like you're it's which is like I also like it's a problem with I'm so sorry. I feel like I'm disrespecting the IQ level. I wish I was like, oh, they're idiots. Like, it's so hard for me to just stay in that realm because it just touches on a lot of things that are in the world of intelligence gathering. So one of the challenges in intelligence gathering is one of them is like, for example, a trap that Sinwar fell into. He thought that Israeli media and it reflects Israelis. And because he thought that Israeli media reflects Israelis, he's a lot of the he really thought that that October 7th would have a completely different consequence than it, and it's true. He actually, like, Sinwar was like, he was very good at analyzing and intelligence gathering, and 100%, like, he was very, like, he was not wrong with a lot of things. He did, like, technically on paper everything was correct, except he made the mistake of thinking that that whatever is in the media reflects the society, and it's not true. Which is why after October 7th, I guess, especially, the Egyptians realized it's a mistake to watch Israeli media or Israeli officials or Israeli elites to understand what Israelis are actually going to do. So they did the amazing thing of, like, right now, this is what they're doing, the Egyptian Mukhabarat, right? They basically hacked Israel, like, all Israelis' phones, like, everybody, just to see just to listen to what people are saying in the street, because they realized, like, oh my God, there is something a lot more complicated about understanding how Israelis really are and what they're gonna do is than trying to gather intelligence from what is represented in the media or what is actually represented in social media, because it's also like there's almost complete disconnect between, like, because and this is the other thing, right? So I talk to people, like, and people are like, oh, social media reflects the American people or not. It's a question, right? Well, I can tell you that in Israel, no, it's not. It's like Israelis and, like, whatever is in social media, like, it doesn't all, like, it's I wouldn't gather intelligence like that. So and it's like you learn something, right? And it's like, okay, maybe, like, people are getting entertained, but it's like, and so for Israel right now is like, if this is where America is going, what does it mean for us? Like, what kind of actions should we do? So it's like, I'm sharing all of that, not because I have the answers. I'm just saying what kind of, like, if I was in the intelligence operations, or, like, whatever, and influence kind of spaces where it comes to, like, making, like governmental decisions. It's a very, very interesting question to try to figure out what motivates people to watch them, because understanding what motivates Americans to watch these guys completely changes the way that you can that you build your governance and policy, right? It's like, it's so critical. Did I bore you guys? It's like, it's also like one of the things is, like, as people who do intelligence, right? You have to watch this kind of people. You have to watch it, because first of all, these people are unable to generate any kind of original thought. It means there is somewhere where they learned this thing and they are repeating it like parrots, right? They are pathogen carriers. And so the real danger is usually with whomever spreads this thing. So, like, trying to, like, like gather that and then understand like exactly like how deep they penetrated, what levels of society, because the younger you go, the more dangerous it is, the more. So it's there are a lot of things here. It's not I hope I'm not boring you guys, like, you know. And the other thing is like understanding the dynamics in a society, how much it's also like there is a cultural thing. So one dangerous cultural phenomena that happens is that there is because a lot of us grew up feeling that our parents were not listening to us, there is this new cultural phenomena that J.D. Vance, for example, is the perfect example of, where he listens to the younger population too much. So when you give too much weight to the younger people, there is something that it's dangerous, because usually those who do revolutions are university students. And the reason they do it, like the reason they are like that, is because they believe some bullshit, because they never touched grass like these guys, right? Once you have a real job, you understand what a job is. You understand that there is commute time. You just like, you know, you have a mission, you have to do the mission, and then it's like things like, and you also get to understand that even if you can do something, there is a limited amount of time. It's just something that you learn, right? But when you learn from books, you don't feel the real, you still don't understand that Iran, like, for example, to ask a question like, wait, what is the commute time between the dead bodies and the ayatollahs? Like, are they in the same area of the city? Like, you know, like questions that you learn to ask when you actually have a job that you have to commute to, which probably they never had. And also students never had those. So when there is a cultural shift that gives too much weight to what students say, then it's also like, it also means that you're gonna let people who are students speak, and then that creates a certain kind of narrative in society, and people tend to fall into the narratives that society tells them that, okay, that's the narrative. Okay, if everybody's saying that, like, then it must be true. If like somebody like in the government gives a space for students to speak and doesn't treat them as the idiots that they are, maybe they say something, maybe those students say something smart because they're already adults. But no, they're usually not saying anything smart. I can tell you that. Like, I would like something that in the old times people understood. Unless they're at least 30 years old, probably everything they say is stupid. So, you know, it's like at least they're gonna have to be in late 20s. It's like, it's like there was a reason why this is something every iteration everywhere agreed on. Okay, and it's like, but then it's like, well, they never got hurt, and then it went like overcorrection. Anyway, it's like, no, it's like, student, okay, like, that's your question? It's like, you can ask questions, you don't have an opinion because you're a stupid student. That's where you are at life. This is where your place is at. And I was like, if we're gonna pretend that there are anything more than that, it's a problem as well. I always need to know how to, like, you know, how to balance those things. Maybe sometimes, once in a while, maybe the student was right, maybe they're worth listening to. It's like, you need to have correction mechanisms, but in general, it's. I hope I didn't bore you too much. I'm just saying, like, how many different aspects of society, like the cultural element, the trend element, the motivation, like how much you need to know to actually predict properly, because like, here's the thing, you know, where Israel is really tested at, whether or not the Iranians are gonna change the regime towards, you know, like towards democracy, given a chance, right? Because you can, it's really hard. This is how hard it is. Like, this is what, like, a lot of Israelis try to understand, right? If you go to Iraq, can Iraq turn into a democracy, proper one? Can Iraq adopt, like, conceptually understand what human rights are? So it's like, it's a thing, right? So now with Iran, there is like that, and here the thing is that in the situation with Iran, I think is unique because Iran is very close to collapse anyway. So so there is a gamble to be made, but But it is a gamble, because if we were wrong, and then the Iranians are not are not as great as we think they are, deep down, and they're just being suppressed, maybe if, then at least it hurts over the reputation and our and the perception of, but you learn from everything, so everything is a learned experience. Everything you do, you learn from. You also, by the way, one of the problems, like when you take action, you also don't know what would be the cause of not taking action. So you got 9/11, and then you went to Iraq, and everybody know, oh, Iraq was a mistake, right? But you don't know what the world would have looked like if you didn't go into Iraq. You don't know that. It's really hard to know. Maybe it would have been worse. Maybe maybe we don't, like, it's not so easy to predict. But once you make a decision, you don't know what would have happened if you didn't make that decision. And the same is with Hamas, right? If they didn't do October 7th when they did, or if they would have waited longer or whatever, maybe there would be something else that would have happened. I don't know. But I think in their case, it was clearly a premature decision. I think it was a complete wrong reading, like a wrong intelligence reading, honestly. And it's like, but you live and learn, except for like some populations, they don't live to learn, unfortunately. KKK, thank you for your support. I often not agree with you 100% in minor details, though you are very talented in messaging and overall presenting, and you are digging really deep. It has to be appreciated. Thank you so much. Thank you for your support. I'm sorry if I bore you guys too much, It's like, I agree. I also, I say things, and when somebody refutes me or presents a better alternative, I take it. Listen, I've been wrong. I've been wrong before, but
itself. It doesn't have the right to defend itself. It's not defending itself against anything. It's just like it's constantly the aggressor. So
what have you seen of Pete Hegseth and Marco Rubio? He did say that Iran did not pose an imminent threat. He kind of changed his rhetoric the next day. Do you?
By the way, here's another thing, right? So you can say about Iraq was an aggressor. Iraq was an aggressor. They went and fought Iraq, and then a lot of people are like, "Oh, it was a mistake because what came next was worse." If he didn't suffer from such a strong case of bigotry of lower expectation, then he would have applied the same logic with Israel, right? Because the thing is okay, we bring the regime in Israel down, fine. What if that then the next takeover would have been what if the situation after that is even more aggressive? Whereas right, what if it's even worse? We can agree, Saddam, Iraq was super aggressive, used chemical weapons, everything was bad, right? And then Americans, okay, it was a mistake because after we took them down, apparently you can get apparently too bad there is worse. But the same, it's ask yourself the same question. If Israel is bad, we take it out. What if it becomes worse? Is that an option?
Think that this is going to be a disaster? What are your predictions for the outcome of this war? It's day 6 now, or day 5.
It's already a fucking disaster. What did those retards do? They fucking bombed a children's school. I mean, right off the bat, they killed, I think it was 160 or 180 children. I mean, so the whole thing's a fucking disaster. It's a war that we had absolutely no upside in, absolutely no reason to be in. I mean, this fucking jackass Netanyahu's been telling us that Iran's going to have a nuke for the last 35 fucking years. And then we supposedly blew up their nuclear capabilities. 2-3 months ago. So now all of a sudden they're supposed to have a nuke again. It's come on with this fucking nonsense.
This guy clearly lacks creativity. They have a lot of neighbors that have nukes, like Pakistan, China, Russia. These countries are their neighbors. They all have nukes. Did you consider whatever?
literally contradict themselves. It's like they said that they took out their nuclear facility. So if that's true, then we absolutely should not be attacking Iran. Why are we attacking Iran?
I mean, I guess this is what happens when people who never had a job or never had to think of alternative ways to achieve something, like, it's like, oh, what if okay, I cannot get it like this. Maybe there is another way. What am I saying? You guys are enjoying this.
Like, what is the reason? They don't pose a threat to us. They were willing to sign a treaty saying that they were never going to have nukes. So what are we even talking about here? And this whole thing is just Israel wants land. They don't give a shit about, anybody agreeing to their terms. They don't want peace. They want more land. And so the only way they can weasel their way into taking more land is by just continuing these wars, most of which they start, many of which are false flags. I mean, didn't they just attack Saudi Arabia? I mean, I thought they just attacked Saudi Arabia pretending to be Iran. I think they just got caught doing that. So, I don't know, man. It's just so obvious that they're a rogue terrorist state. And the fact that they have the Samson option should be reason enough to just completely wipe them off the map. But
what are the likelihoods of a false flag attack? Because you're right, it's extremely unpopular. Nobody wants this. And the morale of the soldiers is completely low. And nobody wants to fight this war compared to the Shias in Iran. Yeah, I'm sure you've seen these people are ready to go. They're super activated after Khomeini was assassinated, right? They have this idea of martyrdom. And when people realize in America that they're going to be dying for Jews in Israel, the propensity for them to want to fight this war fully and have a warrior spirit is going to disappear. Are they going to have to stage some sort of 9/11 attack?
I mean, God knows those people.
I really want to, I really am curious, Nico, how do you gather this data? Because speaking to soldiers, right, the narrative I hear from soldiers is like, finally, boom. I mean, it's like, okay, so I'm going to say something that's going to sound funny, but in a normal society, right, the military is there just waiting to fight, right? It's like, it's like exactly what they say about Israel. Like, you unleash the dog from, like, you need to keep us on a leash because they're like just locked like dogs waiting to fight. Well, militaries are supposed to be that. Like, soldiers are supposed to be like, battle, right? And then it's like it's why they're young. It's like where they're going, like they have a lot of testosterone. This is what soldiers are supposed to be, and it is the elders in the room which hold the leash and like, guys, relax, right? So what I'm saying is that if it is what the soldiers in the ground are worried about, and they're not like, oh, let's bomb shit, I'm worried about how gay is your army. Yeah. Did I just say that? Like, I mean,
they're the pioneers of that shit. So they've done it. I mean, how many times have we caught them doing it, right? Like, there was USS Liberty, there was Levant Affair, Operation Cast Thy Bread.
When was it filmed? Because I didn't see, like, okay, he talked about the Iran girls' school bombing, which it's funny because Israel was not even in that area, so it's either the United States or Iran misfiring or whatever is happening. Israel was not, like, wasn't there, but whatever. Why did I have that question? It's like, okay, so because if they know, like, the less things that had happened.
Just name these. There's USS Liberty. There was.
All right, like, what about the Kuwaitis bringing down like 3 planes? If he is mentioning USS Liberty, I don't know. Like, what about the Kuwaitis bringing down like 3 US planes? Is that
Vaughn Affair? Operation Cast Thy Bread. We could just name these. I mean, King David Hotel, 9/11. Yeah, I mean, it's just fucking. It just goes.
They just did 9/11. Oh wow, that's nice. Thank you, Eponymous Rex. Moral is off the chart. Thank you. I don't understand what moral is off the chart means. But thank you.
Goes on and on and on. I mean, they just got caught doing one again. So, and they also allowed October 7th to happen. That's come out now. So, I mean, they're just, I mean, all they do is false flag attacks. So, I mean, I'd be shocked if they don't commit one.
Mm-hmm.
Do you
If Israel, okay, if Israel is like everything is false flag and everything, like here's the thing, right? Here's the thing, right? Let's say everything he says is true. Like I said, like let's say everything, like it clearly the data gathering ability. They cannot search. We get like I think we all had established the notion that like they have zero intelligence capabilities. Like they can't even search, like use the search bar to look for stuff. But let's say this is the intel that you had gathered, and this is the picture that you had. I'm just, I don't know why I'm teaching you good intelligence practices here, but whoever, like, I guess like somebody. Here's the thing. Okay, so let's say this is the intelligence information. Like this is the picture intelligence pictures that that is created. So one of the most important intelligence lessons that are like practices that are made before decision making is Ifcha mistabra. Like whatever you are saying, what if it's not true? What if it's exactly the opposite? What if it's exactly the opposite? What would be the price of that being completely wrong? So, and then you have, and then thank goodness, right now we have AI, right? So let's say like, okay, so there is a given situation, right? Let's say it's true, everything was false flag attack, and here is what happened ever since, and then this is the situation, this is the world that we are living in. So you don't even need to simulate a situation where this is the world you are living in, meaning you are a millionaire, you are on YouTube, you have million subscribers, and you are not hungry, let's say, to say the least. Okay, this is the situation you're at when you think that this is the intelligence picture that you have. Now, your predictability is saying, okay, let's say this is all true. What do you think the Jews are going to do next to hurt America? Like, and then the question is, did you predict properly? Because, and then say like, okay, they're completely retarded. Let's say whatever the prediction, everything that the Muslims do, it's the Jews' fault. Okay, let's continue. Like, okay, let's take this. This is where Ifcha mistabra comes. Here, this is where let's say, what if the opposite? What is the exact opposite is true? Then you run the models to see if everything is the opposite of what your picture is, what would reality look like? So if, for example, the simulation result would lead you to a world that looks exactly the same, then you don't. Maybe you should gather more intelligence, right? If both narratives bring you to the same point, maybe you don't have enough intelligence to know which one is the true narrative. Then, if you are certain, even though the results are the same, that the narrative of the Jews doing everything is the true one, let's say you enact upon it, what would be the price of you being wrong here? What would be the price of choosing this narrative, but then finding out you're wrong? Because sometimes it's better to live in limbo than to make a choice that would, ruin you. An example for that being applied, right? When the soldier who got a notification in Russia that a nuclear bomb was launched towards Russia, right? He asked himself, I completely believe the system, but what would be the consequence that if I enact upon the intelligence I have. And he said, if this system, if there is a system fault and I enact upon the information I got, which I'm certain is true, the result would be disastrous. So I'd rather take the risk of not taking action, because whether you take action or not, right? Here, it's probably like let's say like the risk of that being the risk of that certain alert that he got of being like, if you run all the models, is like, okay, it's better that I assume it's wrong, and it was wrong. Okay, this is where you do it. Like if you do intelligence, you're like, okay, you are certain, right? You see the alert, you see like the system never malfunctions, America sent a nuke, and yet the soldier asks himself, what if my intelligence is wrong? Right? What if the information I get is wrong? What would be a result of making a mistake here versus what would be the result of, you just run it like well, apparently waiting a bit was the right way to go. I mean, he got a personal, I think he was punished for not following protocols, but wasn't the best price for him personally, but he would have been screwed anyway, even personally. If he launched it, if he didn't launch it, the guy who understood he's a dead man walking anyway.
I live in New York City. Well, where do you think, I mean, this is all speculation, but would it be too on the nose to do it in New York? Again, the World Trade Center is not far from my apartment.
I mean, it's hard to predict what they can do. I mean, the idea that they would.
If you cannot predict what they can do or what they could do, you're not don't dictate policy. Don't. I mean, here's the thing, right? It's also, there is also the thing of paralysis analysis. But this is why it's not that easy. This is why you have entire intelligence agency. This is why you have, on top of the CIA, you have the NSA, and you have private think tanks who do their own independent research, and they all bring to you, and it's like, okay, to try to understand like what is the price.
Take down the Twin Towers is just so crazy. I mean, the things that they've done are so atrocious. It's hard to even predict them. You have to be such a fucking scumbag, evil person to even think of these things in the first place. But yeah, I don't think anything's off the table.
One thing that's I've been seeing a lot today is the Christian evangelists, the Christian Zionists, the way that they pray.
So I see like bye Ziohel. You guys, I'm giving you good tips, okay? This is why you die with beepers. Because instead of sitting down and learning like how to do proper intelligence, you get your balls exploded because you don't know how to do proper intelligence. I give you good data. I give you good information. I give you like, learn something. If you can't predict anything, right?
They're on stage,
like
saying that
Israel, right? It was, who's to blame that October 7th happened? Well, they ignored the intelligence. I was like, I give you intelligence, write it down. Anyway, obviously you lost your balls a long time ago, and these guys also lost their, I don't think their balls function.
They're bringing in the angels from Africa, and that they're all coming to America to fight this war. And the way that different senators are talking about it, and congressmen saying that, they're ramping up the anti-Muslim propaganda quite a bit, saying like the Islamification of America, Muslim immigrants are evil. I think it was Randy Fine who said like that we need to stop, how many more people get Allahu Akbar before we realize that Islam is the problem. If you say that about Jews, you would get debanked and you would never be able to work in DC. But
yeah, because you are not competent. Competency. Listen, I know you're incompetent because you had literally showed that your data gathering ability, the people you choose to go to in order to understand what is the, like, it was like during this talk, like SNEAKO made a very interesting claim, right? That the soldiers don't want to like fight for Israel, right? So the way he gathered that intelligence, he asked a mechanic that works on fixing helicopters, like this dude, he told him that like he doesn't know why we're going to this war. So he went to the mechanic, like when you present this kind of methodology in your intelligence gathering, I can tell that you're incompetent. It doesn't say that like what you say is true or not true, but you're incompetent. So of course DC would think you are incompetent. Huh? Why would they like, because they don't want incompetent people there. It's like, you know, it's like when you put one incompetent people, it's like it grows. It's like
they're saying about Muslims is getting you power in Washington. So one thing that I don't understand, you know, I don't know if you come from a Christian background or, you know, but what's going on with the Christian evangelical movement? I don't get it.
So somebody says, well, nobody gathers data like you, Jeffrey Epstein. This is why we say you guys are incompetent. Learn how to gather data, and it will be useful to you. I say, like, by the way, I have the same criticism with Israelis. Like, there are things that Muslims do that they're very competent at, and we need to learn from them. Do I like Islam? No. But Islam has a good methodology when it wants to invade something, or like stay dormant in a population. But like, you know, there is a lot to learn. You know, it's like, so you're welcome. You're like, instead of complaining, well, nobody then learn to gather data.
I mean, I think that was that.
We aren't trying to be like, I know, I get it. You don't want to work. You don't want to be competent. You just want to be a loser that just licks his balls all day. I get it. You should have not been born a human. I'm sorry that it happened to you. It should have been something that requires less thinking, maybe.
That church was kind of infiltrated by Jews, and they have this strange idea that they're supposed to be beholden to Jews and that they're supposed to protect Jews and whatever, even though it's very clear that Jews killed Jesus. So, I mean, obviously, they're just not capable of free thinking because none of it makes any sense. And if they did any due diligence.
Bro, you know, it's funny because I can run this conversation and like, bro didn't present one original thought. Not one original thought.
And read any bit of the Talmud that see what they say about Jesus Christ, which is supposed to be their Lord and Savior. So, it's
which is supposed to be the Lord of Savior according to whom, sir?
Just to me, any of those people are just, I don't know. They're just too dumb to even be mad at. You know, it's like kind of like being mad at the retarded kid that throws a fucking bottle at your car. It's like, you know, it sucks that the bottle hit the car, but it's like kind of hard to get mad at the retarded kid. Mm-hmm. That's how I look at Christian evangelicals, is just, you know, kind of like the retarded kid that.
Wait, I thought we were the retarded kids, but apparently it's the Christian evangelicals. For a moment there, I was like, oh, finally somebody brought up the option that maybe we're just retarded, like maybe the Jews are just retarded kids. Like, I appreciate it. Finally, somebody brought this theory, the opposite theory, like everybody coming from this, like they're so smart they can play. No. What if we are like stupid kids who play in mud? Like, don't you think it's amazing? Like that, like that's a good moment of like an intelligence, like practice. Like, what if the Jews are actually stupid? It's like you'd be surprised how much it would explain if we are, but apparently it's the Christian evangelicals. But like, I got excited for a second.
Can't fucking think for themselves.
Well, I mean, how much of it is retardation and how much of it is blackmail? Do you think that
I think it's well, at the top, it could be blackmail. It could be.
First of all, like you guys are idiots because clearly they got infiltrated. They literally carry Hebrew Bibles around. and the other part of the Bible was also written by Jews, and in the same area, like the people who were influenced by Jews. And it's like it's written like if you just open it, it says that like it has like it's a lot of times it like has a map of Israel in there, like it's Judea, it says Judea, and like I don't know, man. If people go around carrying a Hebrew Bible, like in the Bible in general, like yes, they got infiltrated. Like you could stop there. It's like I give you a clue. Yes, if somebody like if you carry the Quran and like converted, yes, I know you got infiltrated because you took an element that is foreign to your culture as your own, like being Muslim. That's infiltration. Fucking idiots.
Bribery, whatever. But the people that are believing it, it's just indoctrination, and it's just a totally, it's just a people that are totally incapable of free thinking, right? So it's like they've been told this, and so they just believe this. And
that's amazing coming from this dude.
Like I said,
really like at some point, like please, you guys can please maybe you guys can you convince them somehow to make like a video speaking of their methodology? Maybe like the intelligence community has something to learn from these two. Maybe there's some like maybe there is something that they do like where it's like, oh my god, this is like really an groundbreaking scientific method of gathering data that they're doing. I just really wish they talked about their methodology just so we could all like be as smart as they are with like their abilities.
I don't really
it's so unfair, you guys. I share the methodologies. I share how I work with you all. I'm transparent about it. Like it's not like I'm like, okay, I'm smart and I'm gonna be smart alone. Like guys, please, like help us understand like how you do it, like how you work, how you gather in. I want to be a critical thinker. I want to think for myself as well. So teach me how you do it, guys. Please do.
Too mad at somebody that's not smart enough to think for themselves. I get mad at the person that's been lying to them. So I go to the source of the problem.
Yeah, it's funny because you see Khamenei's tweeting that he respects Jesus Christ, that Jesus Christ is a savior, that he is going to return, that he's a Messiah. And it's like the guy that we're supposed to believe is the enemy is talking about Jesus far more than Trump ever did. Trump is not swearing it on the Bible. And even then you look at the files, I'm sure you've seen the one where Epstein said Trump is one of the most evil men that he's ever encountered. Right, so it makes you really question even the way he spoke about it.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of accusations about Trump in those files. I mean, there was his limo driver that said that he heard him saying just absolutely atrocious stuff to Epstein to the point where he wanted to pull the car over and beat the shit out of him. And then I guess one of the girls that had accused him ended up getting brutally murdered in such a way that it absolutely could not have been a suicide, and it was ruled a murder.
What's interesting, right? Because like. I'm not like again, right? So you bring the limo driver, right? I'm just thinking, oh, so you're saying so if you want to get rid of a president, let's say, you need to make a limo driver say that something happened, and then according to the limo driver, that president shouldn't be a president anymore. And this is a good way to get rid of presidents in the United States. It's like it's a bit problematic when it's that easy. You go, you bribe a limo driver, you find the person, you say, hey, this is what I need you to say, and then you get rid of an elected president in the United States. Good to know. I didn't. That's all. I guess it's pretty simple.
So, and that's just a couple of
I guess yeah, you can it should have been done with Biden, then why do I have a feeling that this guy would not have applied the same logic on a president that he thought he like why do I feel like the logic would be different depending on who the president is with this
things, and I guess they took out like 54,000 files or something, many of which had Trump implicated in different things. They haven't done any examination of the ranch, which supposedly, according to the files, has a bunch of bodies buried there. It's just fucking, I mean, and then you got Bill Clinton laughing when he's like looking at the photos, kind of like reminiscent, like it's an old college fucking yearbook. And
I'm gonna be honest, like I'm tired now. I just got tired. It's like I mean, here's the thing, okay? Like, he says a lot of stuff, but America is the greatest country in the world, right? This is the given situation. What happened, like, if he had thought, like, what if I'm wrong? What if I'm wrong? Could, maybe, if, you know, it's like, because they're like, here, like, you know, and like, maybe America is completely fucked, but for some reason it's the best country in the world, all right? So maybe, like, I don't know, it's like something, right? What if you're wrong? Like, because if you're wrong, maybe there is a risk that you turn into Afghanistan. And I was like, yeah, you know, basic. I mean, what the? Yes, like that's the thing, right? It's like, and because and here's that he doesn't even address that, right? If he had addressed that, hey, I did the mathematics, and if I'm wrong, then this and that, then I could say, well, he's not whatever. At least he is addressing that, right? But no, like, no, I know he's incompetent. It's like, wow. I'm just, yeah, somebody says there's a great point. Let's see what is shitting on.
I don't see a new dead kid in Gaza. Some fucking building got blown up. People are fucking dead, limbless, whatever. I haven't seen any of that in Iran.
That's a great
supposedly,
point.
supposedly 35,000 people died in 2 fucking days. And supposedly that's, you know, Israel's that many in one. It took them an entire year to. I think there's hundreds of thousands dead in Israel, and that's what the most recent studies have shown. But, you know, where's the pictures of Iran? Where's the pictures of these dead bodies? Where'd they die?
It's a great point. It's like the 30,000 in Iran is like the new 6 million. They're saying that it's because they shut off the internet, but since then they've had access.
Okay, how much internet did Gaza have? You know, and not only that, but like, how long has it been? Also, by the way, there's tons of
like when you ask the question for, like, which is a miracle that this dude asked a question, right? Like, go and check, sir. Please do. You ask a question that it means that you don't know the answer, then go, like, you know, answer your question. Like, either say there wasn't, or go and check, right?
Mossad assets over there. They've got intelligence. They were able to find the supreme leader and give direct coordinates to fucking bomb him. So don't tell me the Mossad assets don't have fucking internet. So if there was a single picture floating around, you don't think that would get over to Israel? They got fucking internet in Israel. You know, they've got satellite fucking, you know, internet, whatever. Like, I promise you.
You know, like, just open a map. Maybe. Did you consider like opening a map and realizing how big Iran is versus how small Israel is, and then try to like calculate how you can make internet not work in such a small area, right? And like how, like, you know, it's not very effective if all the Gazans have to do is to walk an hour to a certain direction, and now they have the Israeli internet next to them. Because this is like versus Iran, where it's like a huge area, and like it's kind of hard to work to somewhere that has a reception suddenly. Like, I don't know, like small things like that. I mean, just open a map. It's something like open a map and be like, what does, like, technically, right? Let's say they did shut the internet, or you're saying like they just couldn't, like, in no way, shape or form, like get to the area that people did have internet, and then you ask, okay, so that means that the soldiers didn't have, like, what, like, I mean, I say it's possible. It's possible. Not saying no. But I don't know. Maybe check it or something.
If there was pictures and videos of this,
also, like there were so many videos sent from Gaza. You need internet for that. I don't know. It's like nobody, like, they didn't claim that they don't have internet. I don't get it.
Supposed 35,000 people getting killed, that would have been all over the fucking news. I haven't seen a single fuck.
Why, this is such a known problem with visibility. What's going on? Like, there are people who are starving in Yemen. How many millions died in Sudan? Did you see any of them, sir? Did you see the piles of bodies from Sudan? Did you see the starving? Like, did you Do you know what the situation in Yemen is right now? Do you know what the situation in Afghanistan? Why is it not all over the news? It's so easy to make news on Israel where everything is accessible. It's like people just people just don't want to work. That's the problem. Israel is accessible. You don't have to work much.
Body.
But we saw the 160, 70 schoolgirls that were
It's
killed
like
by
all the lazy, feeble-minded, brainless people in the world unite.
US history.
Million
We saw that
pictures of
footage.
them.
We saw that happen. So, I mean, yeah, that's the number that they keep on spreading. And also Mike Pompeo, I'm sure you saw that, the CIA director and Trump's first admin. He said himself, he tweeted that Mossad CIA infiltrated those protests. So people running with this number, acting like there wasn't paid agitators involved to get the protests riled up. They're straight up lying.
And I wouldn't be surprised if Mossad killed a bunch of those people, you know, but once again, where's the fucking bodies? How did they get killed?
It's like the 30 beheaded babies again, but in around this time.
Yeah, no, it was 40 beheaded babies. And don't forget about the ones that they supposedly said that were in ovens and all the rest of the fucking lies that they've told us. Everything those fucking Jews say is a lie. Literally, every single fucking thing. What have they announced to us that's been true? I mean, what was the latest? They're showing us pictures of fucking helicopters that were drawn on the fucking ground that those retards are fucking blowing out millions of dollars of fucking munitions to fucking kill a helicopter that's drawn on the fucking pavement. You see that? Where they like Iran drew pictures of a helicopter and these retards like proudly are like, look at this fucking helicopter we just blew up as a drawing, you know? And so I don't know, man. I don't believe anything that they say. And so if they tell me that 35,000 people died,
if Jews like, I'm just out of curiosity, right? If everything Jews say is a lie, what happens if you have two Jews that are saying the opposite thing?
I'm going to assume that they did not die unless I see some sort of evidence otherwise. And the idea that, you know, oh, well, there's people in Iran that say that it happened. It's like, okay, well, there's a lot of people in the fucking US that said that, you know, we really needed a fucking COVID vax and blah, blah, blah. And 6 million Jews got gassed in the Holocaust. And, you know, we believed a lot of bullshit. So just because people in that country believe it does not mean that it happened. So I want to see some evidence. I want to see some pictures. I want to understand why there isn't a single picture or video floating.
Or I say, I love your show, but I feel dumber every time you say something. Thank you. I'm sorry you feel dumber. It would be more fun to make fun of the weekend at the Bernie's South Park special. Khamenei. I didn't say it. Well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry you feel dumber every time I say something. Well, maybe I am getting dumber. I feel like maybe it's contagious. I'm sad I know who SNEAKO is, but who is the bearded weirdo? It's Dan Bolazili or something. Okay, can somebody hear? Ugh, I'm so lazy, but it's important work. Like, hey, you guys, I don't know what to say. I mean, it's all fun and games, but in the end of the day, like, these are retards that have a platform. I really want to, seriously, like, but the problem is there are so many retards like that. And they voted Mamdani in New York. Mamdani is awful. Did you, like, so it's like, what are we like? Like, you know, it's like, this is dangerous. Like this is, like, yeah, it's crazy. New York has forgotten 9/11, and they didn't forget. Mamdani's uncle, Mamdani's aunt had to wear, she got nasty looks for wearing a hijab on 9/11. What are you talking? They remember it very well. They remember how badly Mamdani's aunt, that doesn't even wear a hijab, was treated, and doesn't even live in New York and wasn't there in 9/11. How badly she was treated in 9/11. They definitely remember 9/11. Don't say they've forgotten. I mean, yeah. Yeah. Now, there is worse. There were multiple attacks by Muslims today in US. One was former National Guards, men who wanted to join ISIS. Amazing. Yeah, I mean, it's the classic case of like, what? Don't believe your eyes, believe what I say. I mean, it's like the it's like the there weren't any women raped on October 7th, and then you have both Hamas and both sides are saying it was the comedy sketch. It's like in the UN, girl was like, oh, we were raped, like there were rapes on October 7th, and then the Hamas, yeah, we raped on October 7th. And then the UN was like, well, you know, there is like conflicting versions of the story, so we don't know which one is true, but they're like, we're saying the same thing. Like, they're saying the same thing. What's the like? But it's like these people who blow up say like they hate Jews and Islam. It's like, okay, you don't believe that people like. First Consul, I agree with Incompetence. This brain right goes slow. Listen, if you're gonna say goes slow, like all the guys are gonna come to us. Oh, you call us goes slow. You know, instead of being like, listen, you don't like these people are, they don't like you know what Jews do when like they go look at Epstein. It's like, this Epstein person is not representing us. It's like the guys should come and say, these retards don't represent us, you know, they're retards, and like the guys have retards, they're Jewish retards. Here are the normal guys, you know, normal. That's a thank you. Yes, you're right. Y'all should be keeping an eye on my country, South Africa. Something funky is happening there. Should definitely keep an eye there. It's a good point you're making. Thank you. What? Who's? I don't think I called you gay. I'm serious. Like, I agree. Like, I understand. You're right. No, South Africa needs to more attention. All right. Thank you so much for being here. Like, comment, subscribe. See you later. Please consider supporting me. Buy me coffee, Patreon, PayPal, whatever works for you. Good night, everybody.